promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna speak up when I hop about to cut. I promise I'm gonna make a scene. Got lights, cameras, action, but I promise that I won't be seen.
My name is Theodore.
My name is
and I am
Markeisha.
about 8 years old.
You 8?
And I'm 10.
9 years.
I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and PTSD.
Okay, do you recall what happened 6 years ago?
Okay.
I got taken away.
I don't really remember.
It felt like I was fighting a losing battle.
I felt sad, mad.
If there was one thing that you could tell a child going through the same
I just
thing,
wanted
okay,
to
what's
get
the
in.
hardest part about it? Easiest part to deal with?
There was a lot of obstacles, but I overcame them.
Children, just know that it will be alright.
Before I begin telling my story, I must give warning that this story may potentially trigger some people who have similar background stories and current situations. I cried reflecting on the past event. However, if we can find the strength to get through this story, you may find some valuable information throughout my story. If you don't think you can, I understand, and you don't have to endure the agony, guilt, or the emotions. Just remember you're strong and will come out victorious if you never give up. You can still leave questions in the comments, and I will try to help you even if you can't continue. I stepped out of the hospital and the sun shone bright. The dark veil that covered my face was gone. It was like I had stepped into the future after being stuck under a rock for decades. My daughter's dad picked me up. I was grateful he didn't tell my family where I was. The way they acted towards my mom the last few years of her life after her diagnosis, the way the entire situation was played out, I was convinced it would be used as ammo against me. I was also happy when I got the news that the deal in the hospital was done, and I tried to keep contact with the ladies to check in with them, but sometimes life only puts you in a person's life for a season. But after hearing they went in one more time, they didn't go back from what I last heard, but we will remember as the 4 Musketeers by the nurses. If this story reached them, I want them to know that they are on my mind, and I hope they are well, and hopefully I will see them again. And my god baby, who I jokingly left work to deliver, that was also a notable situation. I had lost custody of my own children. I was still made godmother of many children after the fact, because I am a natural nurturer. At one point, I was given the title Baby Whisperer by a friend's family, and I was happy to claim these babies as mine, and I was the one their mothers could depend on faithfully. To date, I have 9 godchildren that I love as my own. Now back to the story. I returned to work. There were questions as to where I had been. After a while, I ran out of medication, and I couldn't afford any more, but that was okay. I figured out mostly how to maintain my emotional stability myself, and after the hospital, I came packed with more information and confirmations of what I already thought I knew. One thing about it, though, is why the heck did this bipolar deal keep trying to follow me? First with the defects caseworker, but also the hospital kept asking me about mood swings that happened without a catalyst, and they asked every meeting with the nurse and doctor until I called them out and said, I am not bipolar. When my mood changes, it is because something has affected me. It doesn't just occur for no reason. And after that, they stopped asking. I cried on my birthday. I never thought I'd see 30. And this was a big change from the days I would cry simply because I woke up and I didn't want to. I had read an article of a study about women who lost custody of their children and their life expectancy. 30 years old was the average, but I had made it to the average. That was an accomplishment to me. But it wasn't until later when I went back to find the article, I had it wrong. The average age was actually 32. I was behind 2 years, and for me, the years were creeping. This was going to be challenging. While I was in the hospital, I was given key information that set things into place. One of the things that I adopted, I say to this day, depression is when you're stuck in the past. Anxiety is when you're constantly in the future. You can't change the past, but your future is affected by what you do today. So live in today, and you won't have to worry about the future.
I shine so bright you might go blind.